7 Days of Goal Setting. How to Master the Value of Your Time and Work by Natukwasa Lindon. Helping 1 million to infinite youth set lifetime goals and other people. Opening quote: a person who knows what he or she wants does not need to be pushed to act, by Natukwasa Lindon, Ugandan author and speaker. Design and typography of this book, Cedar Technologies, Uganda, Kampala. Tel +256 752 038341 or +256 783 55 48 41. Email cedartechug@gmail.com. Published by Cedar Motivational Services, Kampala, Uganda. Copyright Natukwasa Lindon, 2016. No part of this publication may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise, without the prior written permission from the author and publisher. Any counterfeit of this book will strictly lead to courts of law. My lifetime dreams and goal-setting commitment. This page helps the reader or a person listening to this book to make a commitment statement. I hereby decide to get committed to my dreams and goals so I can benefit from the value of my hard work and time, enjoy a full life of complete prosperity and success. I am willing to share my abundance of results with others. Sign this. Date, day, and year. Signature. 7 Days of Goal Setting book endorsements and recommendations. This is a masterpiece from an intelligent mind that gives a good life direction. Embrace it. The smart goal setting philosophy just made smarter. Smith Edwards, educationist, Palo Alto University Town, California. I did not put down the manuscript of this book until I reached the last page. This is a generational, life-changing, and motivating book of wisdom, a must-read for everyone. Céline Anne, Chief Editor, Authors Parlor, France. You have a treasure hidden deep within you, a tangible goal to manifest purpose for your life. In 7 Days of Goal Setting book, Natukwasa Lindon writes well and demonstrates how to master the value of your time and work. True essence in order to fully live your life in prosperity by setting goals. As you read this book, allow yourself to be elevated by excellency. Christine Miller's retired Dean of Students, MMSH, Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. I myself had never had a personal evaluation. I felt challenged when I began reading this book. This book should be an eye-opener to every reader out there, whether young or old. It fits all ages. I am sure that there are millions of people who have lived their lives, worked hard, wasted their time chasing money, material things, and later died unhappy, unfulfilled, and without achieving any goal. This book is a powerful book that gives us a life stand as we pursue our goals. All parents, business people, corporate people with projects, with deadlines should not put this book down. And students who are a young generation must practice it to excel. Semakula Wilson. Makerere University, Kampala, Uganda. Contents: dedication, introduction, personal goal setting, planning to live your life your way, day 1. Learn how to set SMART goals. Why set goals? Starting to set personal goals. Step 1. Setting lifetime goals. Step 2. Setting smaller goals. Day 2. Staying on course. SMART goals. Further tips for setting your goals. Achieving our goals. Day 3. Key points. Most powerful steps to successful goal setting. Steps for successful goal setting and achievement. Day 4. Benefits of goal setting. How to set goals. 4 steps to making things happen. How to overcome obstacles to achieve our goals. Day 5. Common challenges to goal setting and how to overcome them. 3 tips to conquer the obstacles between you and your goals. The landmines standing between you and your goals. Day 6. Types of obstacles. Obstacle analysis questions. Top golden tips for overcoming obstacles in life. Day 7. My lifetime goal setting foundation form. About the author. Other books by Natukwasa Lindon. Dedication. There is a common question that is always knocking on my inquisitive mind. Dear Daddy Ndiajno Sam, my dear mother, Businja Enid, my dear brothers, sisters, friends, and my relatives, without your support, where would I be today? This book is yours. Let it go straight to touch and change millions of lives of people on planet Earth to infinite. Our big life concern now. Do you have a life goal or goals? This is a story that should change your life thinking. You got to find a way to survive because they win when your soul dies. Big things come from small beginnings. For if you cannot, you must. If you must, you can. This story comes from someone who experienced a very near-death experience. So, I urge you that never take life for granted. Every single second is a chance. A choice is yours. A choice of yours to get up and do what you want in life. Nothing stopping you unless you are breaking a law. But even laws should not stop you from living your life, because when death comes, it's you who has to die. And eventually, when you are in that final dreadful moment, everything flashes right before your eyes. And the only thing that really matters in that moment is staying alive and how to leave your loved ones behind. You would do anything just to breathe just a few more breaths. Anything to say what has been left unsaid, because once you are dead, you forget. Live for now, forget forever. And for those who think that they are too small to be effective, they have not been to bed with a mosquito. Think about this curiously, critically. Cry, forgive, learn, move on. Let your tears water the seeds of your future happiness. I know you lost all that, but spare your hope, please. It is not that we ever stop growing. It is just that we neglect the fact that we are. Always remember and take note that no man can stand in the shadow so long that he cannot find the light again, for sometimes we have to crawl through hell to get into heaven. Do not give up. It is worth pressing our ways into our greatness platforms. I hope this message has impacted your life to greatness than before. We have a lot of authority than what we think we already have. It is today that you must make a decision to pursue for excellence in every field of your life. I know we can. Our performance will always be our reality. Forget everything and open your ears to your inner positive intuition. Shut your ears from outside opinions the negative people always throw at you. They matter less. Hold on to your faith and believe in yourself by surrounding yourself with enthusiasm in the heart of hope, which is the daily fuel that heats up our daily moves. To your success platform, you are successfully Natukwasa Lindon. Introduction. My first heart started when I was carrying out my motivational speaking tours at universities. I was addressing an audience of over 200 entrepreneurship students in one of the universities in Uganda by November 2015. Usually, before I open a topic to teach about, I always ask a question like, how many of you have goals? It hurts me to see people below 5 out of 200 and above raise their hands. As a young person who once faced extreme hard times in my life due to poor goal setting and later overcame, I was too much concerned about outwhining large numbers of today's unemployed and unfocused young generation. This is not good. In one of my most concentrated own studies proves that lack of goals in the youth is the most leading reason why unemployment is raging our generation. Job seeking is hiking over the streets instead of creating jobs for self-employment. There is a strong need for the youth of today to set goals in order to curb down the unemployment issue. Therefore, I have decided to come with a remedy of helping 1 million to infinite youth to set lifetime goals. That is 1 million self-employed jobs created. This will later create jobs for other millions youth. In fact, my super goal is to help 1 million youth and above to set lifetime goals and benefit from them. Why? The rigorous effect of 1 million to infinite successful entrepreneurs worldwide sharing their success, both in skills, knowledge, and money, will positively change the great economic future of my country, Uganda, and the whole world. The beneficiaries of this mission will help other million youth set goals as it keeps on multiplying with time. This book is one decision away for every youth to prosper. In this book, I will give you the techniques you need, the technology, the mindset, the principles, and the ways to effectively apply them to manifest leveraged results. Now, you are holding this book to learn and vastly change and making a turning point of your life. I'm cheering you to your finest hour yet. I have worked at Makere University for over 2 years. I have engaged with different youth. The truth is that these young people make choices without anything to guide them. This is the reason why I decided to write this book, to be a good guide to many youth and people who are working hard but not getting the desired results in their daily lives and work. What is goal setting? This is a motivational technique based on the concept practice of setting specific goals to enhance excellent performance. Setting difficult goals results in higher performance than setting a huge part of success. When you take the time to really understand what is it that you want to accomplish and put aside the time for goal setting. It makes life easier. I kindly request you to encourage 3 of your friends, relatives, and loved ones to read, absorb, listen, discuss with you, and apply the wisdom and insights of this book. Go on to change other people who need your help to keep this mission alive and effective. Keep in touch with me anytime, anywhere, because I am willing to help you more on your personal and group established projects out of goal setting. Additionally, I will invite you free to a future open air and telebroadcasting CEDA motivationals, which I teach in my international motivational lectures and seminars. I am eager looking forward to meeting and greeting you. First of all, let us look at 7 steps to goal setting. 1. Identify goals. Write them down. 2. Set a deadline. Put a date on when you will complete your goal. 3. List obstacles. What obstacles you need to address? 4. Identify groups, people. Identify groups or people you need to work with. 5. List skills. List skills you need in order to reach your goal. 6. Plan of action. Develop a plan of action. 7. Benefits. You need to ask yourself, what is in it for me? Personal evaluation as a heading. 1. Physical. Appearance, medical checkup, exercise program, weight control, nutrition. 2. Family. Listening habits, forgiving attitude, good role model, time together, supportive of others, respectful, loving. 3. Financial. Earnings, savings, investments, budget, adequate insurance, charge accounts. 4. Spiritual. Inner peace, sense of purpose, prayer, religious studies. 5. Mental. Imagination, attitude, reading, continuing education, curiosity. 6. Career. Job satisfaction, effectiveness, job training, job purpose, understanding, competency. 7. Social. Humor, listening habits, self-confidence, manners, and caring. Day 1. Planning to live your life your way and personal goal setting. Learn how to set smart goals. Many people feel as if they are a while in the world. They work hard, but they do not seem to get anywhere worthwhile. A key reason why they feel this way is that they have not spent enough time thinking about what they want from life and have not set themselves formal goals. After all, would you set out on a major journey with no real idea of your destination? Probably not. Goal setting is a powerful process for thinking about your ideal future and for motivating yourself to turn your vision of this future into reality. The process of setting goals helps you to choose where you want to go in life by knowing precisely what you want to achieve. You know where you have to concentrate your efforts. You also quickly spot the distractions that can so easily lead you astray. Why set goals? Top level athletes, best selling authors, successful business people, and achievers in all fields all set goals. Setting goals gives you a long term vision and super motivation. It focuses your acquisition of knowledge and helps you to organize your time and your resources so that you can make the very most of your lifetime. By setting sharp, clearly defined goals, you can measure and take pride in the achievement of those goals, and you will see forward progress in what might previously have seemed a long, pointless grind and hustle. You will also raise your self-confidence as you recognize your own ability and competence in achieving the goals that you have set. Starting to set personal goals. You set your goals on a number of levels. First, you create your big picture of what you want to do with your life, or over, say, to the next 1 year, 5 year, or 10 years, and identify the large scale goals that you want to achieve. Then you break these down into the smaller and smaller targets that you must hit to reach your lifetime goals. Finally, once you have your plan, you start working on it to achieve these goals. This is why we start the process of setting goals by looking at your lifetime goals. Then we work down into the things that you can do in, say, the next 5 years, then next year, next month, next week, and today, and start moving towards them. Step 1. Setting lifetime goals. The first step in setting personal goals to consider what you want to achieve in your lifetime, or at least by a significant and distant age in the future. Setting lifetime goals gives you the overall perspective that shapes all other aspects of your decision making. To give a broad, balanced coverage of all important areas in your life. Try to set goals in some of the following categories or in other categories of your own, where these are important to you. Career. What level do you want to reach in your career, or what do you want to achieve? Financial. How much do you want to earn? By what stage? How is this related to your career goals? Education. Is there any knowledge you want to acquire in particular? What information and skills will you need to have in order to achieve other goals? Family. Do you want to be a parent? If so, how are you going to be a good parent? How do you want to be seen by a partner or by members of extended family? Artistic. Do you want to achieve any artistic goals? Attitude. Is any part of your mindset holding you back? Is there any part of the way that you behave that upsets you? If so, set a goal to improve your behavior or find a solution to the problem. Physical. Are there any athletic goals that you want to achieve, or do you want good health deep into old age? What steps are you going to take to achieve this? Pleasure. How do you want to enjoy yourself? You should ensure that some of your pleasures are for yourself. Public service. Do you want to make the world a better place? If so, how? Spend some time brainstorming the things and then select one after brainstorming, or more goals in each category that best reflect what you want to do. Then consider trimming again so that you have a smaller number of really significant goals that you can focus on. As you do this, make sure that the goals that you have set are ones that you genuinely want to achieve, not ones that your parents, family, or employers might want. If you have a partner, you probably want to consider what he or she wants. However, make sure that you also remain true to yourself. Tip: you may also want to buy my motivational DVD collections on self-motivation and goal setting. You can easily attend our motivational seminars nearby your home area to learn more. Step 2. Day 2. Setting smaller goals. Once you have set your lifetime goals, set a 5-year plan of smaller goals that you need to complete if you are to reach your lifetime plan. Then create a 1-year plan, 6-month plan, and a 1-month plan for progressively small goals that you should reach to achieve your lifetime goals. Each of these should be based on the previous plan. Then create a daily to-do list of things that you should do today to work toward your lifetime goals. At an early stage, your smaller goals might be to read books and gather information on the achievement of your higher level goals. This will help you to improve the quality and realism of your goal setting. Finally, review your plans and make sure that they fit the way in which you want to live your life. I have personally carried out these practical steps in my life and seen the real results. Even up today, here is your turn. Staying on course. Once you have decided on your first set of goals, keep the process going by reviewing and updating your to-do list on a daily basis. Periodically review the longer-term plans and modify them to reflect your changing priorities and experience. A good way of doing this is to schedule regular, repeating reviews using a computer-based diary or a simple notebook that costs around $1 or a free notebook on your smartphone. Heading: SMART Goals. SMART goals. A useful way of making goals more powerful is to use the SMART mnemonic. While there are plenty of variants, some of which we have included in parentheses, SMART usually stands for S, specific or significant; M, measurable or meaningful; A, attainable or action-oriented; R, relevant or rewarding; T, time-bound or trackable. SMART. SMART. For example, instead of having to sail around the world as a goal, it is more powerful to use the SMART goal to have completed my trip around the world by December 31st, 2021. Obviously, this will only be attainable if a lot of preparation has been completed beforehand. Further tips for setting your goals. The following broad guidelines will help you to set effective, achievable goals. 1. State each goal as a positive statement. Express your goals positively. Execute this technique well is a much better goal than do not make this stupid mistake. Again, express your goals positively. Execute this technique well is much better goal than do not make this stupid mistake. Number 2, be precise. Set precise goals, putting in dates, times, and amounts so that you can measure achievement. If you do this, you will know exactly when you have achieved the goal and can take a complete satisfaction from having achieved it. Set priorities. When you have several goals, give each a priority. This helps you to avoid feeling overwhelmed by having too many goals and helps to direct your attention to the most important ones. Write goals down. Number 4. This crystallizes them and gives them more force. Keep operational goals small. Keep the low-level goals that you are working toward small and achievable. If a goal is too large, then it can seem that you are not making progress towards it. Keep goals small and incremental. This gives more opportunities for reward. Set performance goals, not outcome goals. You should take care to set goals over which you have as much control as possible. It can be quite dispiriting to fail to achieve a personal goal for reasons beyond your control. In business, these reasons could be bad business environment or unexpected effects of government policy. In sport, they could include poor judging, bad weather, injury, or just plain bad luck. If you base your goals on personal performance, then you can keep control over the achievement of your goals and draw satisfaction from them. Set realistic goals. It is important to set goals that you can achieve. All sorts of people, for example, employers, parents, media, or society can set unrealistic goals for you. They will often do this in ignorance of your own desires and ambitions. It is also possible to set goals that are too difficult because you might not appreciate either the obstacles in the way or understand quite how much skill you need to develop to achieve a particular level of performance. Day 3. Achieving our goals. When we have achieved a goal, let us take the time to enjoy the satisfaction of having done so. We have to observe the implications of the goal achievement and observe the progress that we have made towards other goals. If the goal was a significant one, we have to reward ourselves appropriately. All of this helps us build the self-confidence we deserve with the experience of having achieved this goal. We have to review the rest of our goal plans. We have one. If you achieve the goal too easily, make your next goal harder. If the goal took a dispiriting length of time to achieve, make the next goal a little easier. If you learned something that would lead you to change other goals, do so. If you noticed a deficit in your skills despite achieving the goal, decide whether to set goals to fix this. Tip: it is important to remember that failing to meet goals does not matter much. Just as long as you learn from the experience, feed lessons you have learned back into the process of setting your next goals. Remember, too, that your goals will change as time goes on. Adjust them regularly to reflect growth in your knowledge and experience. And if goals do not hold any attraction any longer, consider letting them go. Example: personal goals. For her New Year's resolution, Sheila has decided to think about what she really wants to do with her life. Her lifetime goals are as follows. 1. Career: to be managing director of my own boutique. 2. Artistic: to keep working on my illustration skills Ultimately, I want to have my own gallery in Mbarara City. 3. Physical. To visit the gym every evening at 4 p.m. Now that Sheila has listed her lifetime goals, she then breaks down each one into smaller, more manageable goals. Let us take a closer look at how she might break down her lifetime career goal, becoming managing editor of her magazine. 5-year goal, become managing director for a boutique. 1-year goal, volunteer for projects that the current gallery is heading up. 6-month goal, go back to school and finish my business degree. 1-month goal, talk to the current managing director to determine what skills are needed to do the job. 1-week goal, book the meeting with the boutique managing director. As you can see from this example, breaking big goals down into smaller, more manageable goals makes it far easier to see how the goal will get accomplished. Tip: a good way of getting going with this is to use simple 5-step process for SMART goals and for organizing yourself for success. Key points: goal setting is an important method of deciding what you want to achieve in your life, separating what is important from what is irrelevant or distraction, motivating yourself, building your self-confidence based on successful achievement of goals. Set your lifetime goals first, then set a 5-year plan of smaller goals that you need to complete if you are to reach your lifetime plan. Keep the process going by regularly reviewing and updating your goals. And remember to take time to enjoy the satisfaction of achieving your goals when you do so. If you do not already set goals, do so starting now. As you make this technique part of your life, you will find your career accelerating and you'll wonder how you did without. Most powerful steps to successful goal setting. As a motivator, I work with a lot of people on their goals. Setting goals puts you on the driver's seat, giving you the power to transform your life or take a company into the future. As enticing as that sounds, it is more common for those goals to be abandoned. To be successful, check your goals against my 10 steps to help ensure you accomplish them. They have worked for me, they have also worked for over thousands of people and still counting. My dear, do not be left out. Number 1, belief. The first step to goal setting is to have absolute belief and faith in the process. If you do not believe, you cannot absolutely transform your life and get what you want. Then you might as well forget about goal setting and do something else. If you are in doubt, look around you. Everything you can see began as a thought. Make your thoughts turn into reality. Number 2, visualize what you want. Think of what you deeply desire in your life or where you want your company to be a year from now. What changes have to take place? What do you need to know or learn? What spiritual, emotional, personal, financial, social, or physical properties need to be addressed? The clearer you are with each of these dimensions will bring your vision into sharp focus. The clearer you are, the easier it will be to focus on making it happen. Get it down. Writing down your goals is a key to success. That's number 3. By writing down your goals, you become a creator. Failure to write down your goals often means you will forget them or will not focus on them. Have them written down where you can see them every day. Number 4, purpose. Knowing why you want to achieve your goals is powerful. Identifying the purpose of your goal helps you instantly recognize why you want that particular goal and whether it is worth working toward. Knowing why you want something furnishes powerful motivation see it through to the finish. After all, if the purpose of earning $1 million is to put it in the bank for a rainy day, you probably will not be as motivated as you will if you needed to pay for your patient's treatment. Number 5, commit. This might sound obvious to you, but it is a step that has disastrous consequences when it is taken lightly. Write a few pages about why and how you are committing to each goal. Why is it important to you and what it means to you, why the outcome is necessary, and what are you going to do to make it happen? Without strong commitment, you are not likely to follow through. Number 6, stay focused. By focusing on your goals, you manifest. You may not know how you will reach your goals, but when you make a daily practice of focus, they become easier to reach. Having your goals written down somewhere where you will see them each day is a good idea. Your mind will notice that there is a discrepancy between where you are now and where you want to be, which will create pressure to change. If you lose focus, you can always bring it back. Without a regular practice of focusing on your goals, you may be distracted by something. Number 7, plan of action. Being really clear about what you want, knowing your purpose, writing your goals down, committing them, and staying focused gives you the power of clarity to write down a list of action steps. You may not know all the steps ahead of time, but you will know the next steps that take you in that direction. Having goals without a plan of action is like trying to complete a complex project without a project plan. There is too much going on, it is too disorganized, you miss deadlines, and you do not have priorities. Eventually, you get frustrated and the project or goal fails or collapses under its own weight. Number 8, no time like the present. To show how committed you are to your goals, think of something you can do right now that will get you moving toward fulfilling your goals. Even if it is just making a phone call, do it now. You will be surprised how this simple step reinforces all the previous steps and gets you motivated and moving toward what you desire. If you are not motivated to do something right now, how are you going to get motivated tomorrow? Number 9, accountability. To push through when things get tough, you have to hold yourself accountable unless you bring it outside help like a coach who provides it for you. It makes a sense to have someone beside yourself who can provide valuable feedback at critical junctures, like a friend or a mentor. Telling your friends and family about your goals may give you the accountability you need. Number 10, review. Make it part of your day to review your goals and take action. This keeps your goals alive and on top of your mind. It is a good time to convert the overall plan into discrete action steps that you can take throughout the week. It will also help you be aware of one goal feels stuck and you are overcompensating on the other goal. By following these steps and practicing your goals each day, you have all the elements you need to succeed and achieve your goals. It is not always easy to push through. Some days will be easier than others, but if you keep focused on your goals, you will be amazed at the progress you will make. Remember, almost everything begins at the thought. You can be what you imagine if you follow these simple steps. Day 4. Steps for successful goal setting and achievement. Goal setting is an extremely powerful technique for accomplishment, but for goal setting to really be effective requires more than just writing down what we want to achieve. This book represents important steps that will help to define and achieve goals with more success. Benefits of goal setting. Goal setting helps us determine our priorities, get organized, make big decisions, and realize our dreams. Almost all motivational experts incorporate goal setting as an important part of their programs. Zig Ziglar, when speaking of the importance of goals, poses the question, are you a wandering generality or a meaningful specific? This is powerful. Zig Ziglar, when speaking of the importance of goals, poses the question, are you a wandering generality or a meaningful specific? I personally became so solid and sold on the power of goals, and I created a motivational lecture, self-motivation and goal setting, which I have presented in many secondary school, universities, and other organizations with the results. The objective of this lecture seminar is to direct the trainee through the entire goal process from definition to achievement. This goal achievement process entails the following requirements. 1. Well-formed goal statements. 2. Breaking goals down into manageable steps. 3. Motivation and commitment. 4. Reminders and keeping on track. 5. Frequent review and reassessment. 1. Well-formed goal statements. The goal statement forms the basis for the entire process, so careful attention should be placed on formulating a clear and accurate goal statement. A good way to remember how a goal statement should be defined is the old SMART acronym used by many experts in goal setting. SMART. SMART stands for specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, time and resource constrained. The goal should be specific enough so that we know exactly what we are striving for. Measurable, so we can tell exactly when the goal has been reached. Action-oriented, to indicate an activity that will produce results. Realistic, in that it is practical and can be achieved. And time and resources constrained, meaning that it has a definite deadline for completion and realizes limited availability of resources. The goal statement, increase sales 25% by the end of the fiscal year without increasing advertising spending, is an example that follows these rules. Number 2, breaking down goals into manageable steps. Once we have our well and a well-formed goal statement, we need some direction to follow to achieve this goal. The creation of goal steps gives us a list of the important things that need to be done to achieve the goal, an action plan, and also allows us to track our progress towards the goal. While the goal includes sales 25% by the end of the fiscal year without increasing advertising spending, is a great goal statement. This is a monumental task without being broken down into smaller detailed steps. Number 3, motivation and commitment. Motivation and commitment are what makes us strive to achievement. They give us the push, desire, and resolve to complete all of the other steps in the goal process. This motivation can be obtained by developing a statement that creates a high level of emotion and energy that guarantees achievement. Commitment is what sets us on direct course to reach our goals and creates costly negative consequences for failure. Number 4, reminders and keeping on track. Reaching our goals requires persistence and regular attention. We need some sort of system to keep us reminded and accountable. If some accountability system is not used, then we are likely to lose sight and fail. Number 5. Frequent review and reassessment. Goal setting is definitely an ongoing process that is accomplished over time. When we first sit down and start to define goals, it can seem like a difficult and daunting task, but over time it begins to get much easier. Patience is required. All goals due in the next year should be reviewed at least once a week and daily if possible. The great thing about frequent review is that this forces us to make big decisions and determine priorities in our life. We should keep watch for goals that are not being achieved on time or for goals on which we keep extending the deadline. I hope this book so far will help you achieve your goals and give you more focus and direction. The philosophies and procedures laid out in this book are very helpful tools for reaching your goals. Good luck as you realize all of your greatest dreams in life. How to set goals. 4 steps to making things happen. We all have things we want to accomplish. We may want to start something, or maybe we want to stop doing something. Perhaps we want more of one thing but less of another. Innovating new things, making money, better relationships, obtaining inner peace. All of these things have to start with one thing, a decision. We need to consciously decide we are going to have, be, or do whatever it is that we desire, and then determine the steps that are going to make that happen. This is where good goal setting comes into play. Why is it important to set goals? It is important to set goals because in order to make something happen, we need to be able to envision it with clarity before we can make it a reality. What do you want? Ask yourself, what would I go for if I knew I would be successful? Once you have an idea in mind, I have identified 4 important steps to start making things happen. Number 1, identify your goals. Identify what specific goals make sense for you. Begin first by writing down what specific things you want in your life. How much money do you want to earn? Do you want to make a certain invention? Do you want a new car? Take a vacation? Score good marks than before? Maybe you just want to pay off your debt. Decide what you want and set your goals. Number 2, be inspired. In order for a goal to hold your attention, it must inspire us. Once you have determined what you want, practice feeling what it will be like when you achieve your goal. Attaching a feeling to a goal makes it real. Now, mentally rehearse the feelings you will have once you achieve it. It is joy, happiness, relief, pride. Remember, your desire to achieve that feeling is why you have this goal. We need to share the limitations we have unconsciously have set for ourselves by changing the way we think about ourselves and what we can accomplish, and always believe that you are confident, capable, and worthy. Number 3, have no fear. Sometimes we are afraid to set goals because we are afraid of disappointment or failure. Failure is just an opportunity to redefine our goals. We need to have flexibility to note that as we move in the direction of our goals, there are sometimes more worthy goals that are revealed. We need to be able to adapt, redefine, and restructure our goals when appropriate. Number 4, break it down. So I do not get overwhelmed. And to better understand the steps it will take to accomplish my goals, I use a flowchart method. I draw boxes on a piece of paper and work backward through charts to better understand the steps I need to achieve the goal. For example, write your goal down and make a box around it. Now ask yourself, what needs to happen to make this happen? Once you have determined what needs to happen, create a new row of boxes underneath the box with your goal and write down all the action steps necessary. Now, what needs to happen to make that next level of boxes happen? Continue to break down all of the action steps necessary in as many rows as you need. Once you have broken down the action plan to the lowest level, you know exactly where to start and exactly what needs to happen. You have created mini goals to help you reach your main goal. If you want things to change, you have to decide to make things change. Just as we need to establish what our goals are, we also need to make a commitment to those goals. You must set goals that are important to you, and then you need to identify the steps necessary to accomplish them. What can you do now that will move you toward your goal? What kind of positive action will lead you to the attainment of the goal? Break it down and get started. Day 5. How to overcome obstacles to achieve our goals. Hurdles, whether you are striving to reach a high growth target or achieve any meaningful objective for your business, you are bound to be faced with obstacles along the way that will put your success at risk. The attitude you have and the actions you take during these critical moments will ultimately determine your success or failure. The good news is that if you have a goal or even one that is provided to you, many experts believe you are already halfway to achieving success. You will certainly never achieve the goals you never set. So at minimum, you are ahead of the game if you have established your goals. Before we tackle how to overcome obstacles, there is one more critical item to address in addition to setting a goal. That is giving yourself a deadline for when you want to achieve it. Without a time frame, you are allowing yourself unlimited and acceptable delays to hinder achieving the success you want as soon as possible. Once you have a meaningful and measurable goal and a date to achieve it, I can assure you that Mr. Natukwasa will see it that you have your fair share of obstacles to overcome. Attitude is the single most important component to overcoming obstacles because your attitude shapes your actions. I find it helpful to focus on the reason the obstacles exist in the first place. You are trying to achieve a meaningful, worthwhile goal. Controlling your attitude is not easy to do, especially when the pressure is on. When I changed my attitude, I changed the way I thought about my business. Doing this not only transformed my writing career and companies, but it changed my life. Another helpful tip to help shape attitude is to be aware of the vocabulary you use and what words mean to you personally. Obstacles are often referred to as problems, which for many people has a more negative connotation. Some people like to refer to obstacles as challenges, which creates a mindset that it can be overcome using wit. If you feel that problems are solvable, go with that. Ask yourself what vocabulary puts you in the best mindset. The worst attitude you can have is the one fueled by fear, as this can lead to inaction. We naturally fear the consequences of our actions, and when obstacles arise, no action can have even greater ramifications to your success. If no action is viable, if no action is a viable solution, then recognize that no action is an actionable decision. As I have stressed, you will find that taking the right actions to overcome obstacles will be far easier with the right attitude. And this includes where you focus your attention. Focus on the goal, not the obstacle. If your goal is to grow your business team by 50 members by the end of the current year, focus and plan on that end goal. Be prepared for obstacles, but do not let them derail you. The specific actions you take are largely dependent on the challenge facing you. But here is what I find helpful when obstacles arise. Identify the obstacle and verbalize why it is in your way. Sometimes this exercise identifies non-priority obstacles that can be put aside because they have little or no impact on achieving your goal by your deadline. Your mind likes questions, so ask yourself if there is a way to avoid the obstacle. Can you circumvent it by taking a different course of action, but still stay on the path towards your goal? If not, ask yourself, what are other options available to you to overcome the obstacle, and write them down. This exercise replicates self-brainstorming. One idea can lead to another, which just might be your solution. Get help. Others can sometimes see solutions not so obvious to us. If you are still stuck, you may need to focus on an alternative route towards your goal. Let us cycle back to attitude. Did you fail, or did you learn a way that did not work and now you are smarter? Keep trying. Common challenges to goal setting and how to overcome them. Every new year we set a few resolutions for ourselves for the coming 12 months. Goal setting can be intimidating and many people fall off the resolution bandwagon within the first month of January every year. Here are a few of the most common challenges in the world so that you can avoid these pitfalls. Number 1, not having a plan. Sure, you have an idea of how to make those goals a reality, but did you sit down and make a concrete plan? Most people do not. 22% of men are more likely to achieve a goal when it is specific and written down, whereas 10% of women are more likely to achieve a goal when they have told others about it. BBC News 2007. So create a goal for yourself. Be specific. Write down concrete steps and tell someone about it. Number 2, setting impractical goals. Many people set goals that are unrealistic in the amount of time they expect. If you have a goal like buying a house, then break it down into more achievable goals with a realistic deadlines. For example, start by paying down your debt, talking to a mortgage specialist, then a realtor. You will feel like you have gotten more things accomplished as you head toward your ultimate goal of home ownership. Number 3, fearing failure. Some set the bar too high, others set the bar too low. If all you are doing is trying to avoid disappointment, you will not get anywhere. Do not let the fear of failure stop you from moving forward. Your goals should have some measure of challenge to them, or they will not be goals. Remember to engage in smart goal setting plays, as I told you earlier. S, specific and written. M, measurable. A, achievable. R, realistic with your given time and skill. T, time-based achievement. Now, that you have had challenges clarified for you, will you be able to move forward? What are your goals for this year and your next lifetime? How will you achieve them? Here are three tips to conquer the obstacles between you and your goals. Goals are rarely without obstacles. If they were easy to attain and without obstacles, you would likely already be doing them, right? Here are 3 tips to help recognize and overcome obstacles so you can attain the goals you set for yourself. Tip 1. Acknowledge that there are obstacles. It will not be easy. Any goal you will have to set for yourself will likely have obstacles. The first step to overcoming them is simply acknowledging that fact. Know that you will have tough times. Know that it will not be easy. Know also that despite the obstacles, you will reach your goals. You will get through, around, or over the obstacles. They are there for a reason, whether it is to teach you a bit about yourself, to make you appreciate your success when you attain it, or to make you stronger. Each and every obstacle you encounter has a positive side to it. Tip 2. Educate yourself on what obstacles you are likely to have. When you create a goal, you have a few things you can do to help plan how you're going to attain it. Educating yourself on potential obstacles is one of the best ways to prepare yourself for success. Research your goal. If you want to lose weight, what are common obstacles you might encounter? For example, cutting back on sugar may cause some cravings to surface. Cutting back on caffeine may cause temporary irritability, and taking on a detox diet may cause temporary digestion issues. Find out what obstacles you are likely to encounter so you can be prepared for them. When you are prepared for them, you can overcome them more easily. Tip 3. Plan how you are going to overcome the obstacles. Once you understand what potential obstacles you might face, you can plan how you are going to tackle them. For example, if you know that you are going to be dealing with oversleeping, you can have alarm clocks near your bed drawer and your car. If you're dealing with giving up alcohol and you know you're going to have headaches, you can plan a few days off work, grab a bottle of pain relievers, or brace yourself to power through the headaches knowing the reward is on the other end. When you recognize potential obstacles, it gives you the power to anticipate them and plan how you are going to handle them so you are not tempted to give up on your goal. Recognizing and planning for obstacles empowers you to succeed. If you can find a path with no obstacles, it probably does not lead anywhere. The landmines standing between you and your goals. Day 6. Setting goals is the first step. Achieving them is the second step. And it is at this second step that most of us stumble. We stumble not because the goal is unachievable, but rather because of unexpected obstacles and challenges that arise along the journey that make the goal seem unachievable. It is important to understand that every goal we set naturally comes with a plethora of landmines that are attached to that goal. These landmines show up in our lives as a set of obstacles, challenges, and problems that we must surpass in order to get to our end destination, which is our goal. In fact, unless we successfully maneuver through these landmines and overcome them, then we will fail to learn the valuable lessons that are required to help us achieve and keep our goal when we get to that end destination. Have you ever heard of a multi-million dollar lottery winners who are far worse off today than they were before they won the lotto? They lost their money because they did not go through the struggles, obstacles, challenges, and problems that self-made millionaires face. And as a result, they were not able to hold on to their goal when it was clearly within their grasp. Today, the wisdom I'm giving you here in this great book will not help you win the lottery. However, what it will do is to help you to deal with the obstacles that you likely face as you progress along your journey toward the attainment of your objectives to prosperity. Types of obstacles. There are three types of obstacles that you will likely face along your journey towards your goals. These include personal obstacles, environmental obstacles, and social obstacles. Each is outlined separately below. Number 1. Personal obstacles. Personal obstacles are related to our psychology, behaviors, and state of mind. They can include limiting habits, debilitating emotions, fears, and beliefs. These obstacles prevent us from moving forward toward the attainment of our goals and objectives. Because of the thoughts that we tend to dwell upon every day, these thoughts naturally prevent us from making effective decisions and undertaking the actions that will help us create the momentum we need to get to our end destination. Here is a list of personal obstacles that could be preventing you from moving forward in your life. Number 1, lack of pain, lack of discipline, lack of knowledge, lack of inspiration, lack of desire, lack of skill, fear of change, fear of failure, feeling unworthy, procrastination, perfectionism, disorganization, pessimistic thoughts, too many time constraints, too much complacency, too much blaming of self and others, too many excuses, too much complaining. Identify if any of these obstacles are currently preventing you from getting what you want most out of life, and choose today to take control of your thought patterns and begin making better and far more effective decisions. Number 2, social obstacles. Social obstacles are related to people who either do not cooperate with you, sabotage you, or are simply incompetent and unable to fulfill the responsibilities assigned to them. When it comes to social obstacles, it is important to do a little forward planning to make sure that you clarify your needs adequately, your knowledge thoroughly, and your instructions carefully, ensuring that the communication does not break down at any stage. It also helps to develop good, strong bonds and relationships with the people you rely on most. You'll go out of your mind if you try to control everyone's behavior, decision, and action. Instead, try to subtly influence people and understand their needs, motives, and desires. Only in this way will you successfully improve your chances of maneuvering through the social obstacles in your life. Number 3, environmental obstacles. Environmental obstacles are often unexpected conditions, occurrences, and circumstances that you have very little control over. Because these events and circumstances are unexpected, we are often ill-prepared and unable to deal with them effectively. However, if we do a little research and use some forward planning, we may be able to predict and oftentimes influence these occurrences by setting into place contingency plans. To do this, begin by following Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong at the worst possible time, all of the time when you least expect it. So what are you going to do about it? When you plan for the future, you gather a better understanding of the possible scenarios and consequences of your decisions and actions. Planning also gives you insight into additional resources you may need to help you overcome environmental obstacles that lie on the journey ahead. Obstacle analysis questions. As a life skills coach, I often work with clients who are struggling to overcome personal obstacles. They do not know what to do, where to begin, or how to move forward. In such instances, I ask them a series of questions that helps them gain new perspectives and understandings about their circumstances. As a result, they begin to unlock hidden resources they never realized they had. I have outlined the specific questions I ask below. Question the problem. What are the indications that this is a problem for you? How do you know this is accurate? Question the origins of the problem. How did all this start? Who and what perpetuates this problem? Identify the details. When did it happen? How did it happen? Where did it happen? Determine the consequences. What would happen if you ignored it? When could it become a bigger problem? What could lead to this specific outcome? How does this affect you? How does this affect others? How does this affect life? Could resolving this cause other problems? Take control. Whose behavior do you control? What aspects of this problem can you control? What aspects of this problem cannot you control? How must you respond to what cannot be controlled? Or how must you respond to what you cannot control? Identify the positives. What is happening that is good? What would you like? What would you like it to continue to happen? Gain perspective. What are your assumptions about this? How are your assumptions contributing to the problem? What is another perspective you have not considered? Who has successfully overcome this? What can you learn from this person? Expand your opinion options. Expand your options. What could you do differently? Who could assist you? Where haven't you looked for a solution? Where have not you looked for a solution? How will you know when this problem has been resolved? What are your criteria for success? Top golden tips for overcoming obstacles in life. Day 7. When confronted with obstacles, problems, and challenges, it is easy to become a little overwhelmed, especially when the circumstances are unfamiliar and seem a little threatening and urgent. However, no matter what life throws your way, keep in mind that there are always options available. There are always things you can do, actions you can take, and decisions you can make that will keep moving you forward in the right direction. Number 1, step back emotionally. When unexpected obstacles suddenly show up, it is easy to react emotionally to the circumstances. However, emotional reactions are often not very productive, and more times than not, they do not alleviate the situation. Instead, we must learn to step back from our emotions and see the situation from an external perspective through logic and reason. It is only once we grasp the circumstances from an intellectual perspective that we begin to identify the true relevancy and significance of the events that have taken place. Number 2, gain necessary resources and support. At times, we simply do not have the necessary resources to help us deal with the situation at hand. In such circumstances, we must question what pieces of the puzzle we are currently missing, and then look for the necessary tools, strategies, knowledge, and the support we need to help us overcome this obstacle successfully. Number 3, acquire different perspective. Sometimes obstacles are only as real as we make them out to be. In fact, at times obstacles are simply misunderstandings and generalizations that we have made about circumstances. At other times, obstacles are only as real as the assumptions that are clouding our vision. To begin shifting your perspective, start by viewing the situation you find yourself in from another person's perspective. Number 4, seek guidance. Often the answers we need to help us overcome the obstacles in our lives can be found by simply talking to other people. In fact, other people might have already dealt and successfully overcome the circumstances you find yourself in. You must therefore seek out mentors, life coaches, or experts to help you find the answers you need to move you forward towards your goals and objectives. Number 5, breathe, take control, and take action. When obstacles overwhelm us, our first automatic response is to freeze. This paralysis may seem unhelpful at first. However, it gives us time to ponder and think strategically about the circumstance we find ourselves in. Take these moments to breathe deeply and ask yourself the following questions. What is it that I control? What is it that I do not control? How can I gain control over these circumstances? If I cannot gain control, then how can I influence these circumstances? If I cannot influence them, then maybe I'm not seeing things clearly. Where must I look for more information? By asking and taking action on these questions, you will gain some balance of control over your circumstance and can slowly start building momentum moving forward toward the attainment of your goals. Number 6, adjust your priorities. At times we are unable to overcome the certain obstacles in our lives because our priorities are simply out of order. This is especially relevant when you consider spending a little more time concentrating on developing a certain skill or gaining knowledge in a specific area of your life can have a significant impact on your ability to overcome difficult circumstances. Number 7, assess your obstacles. You will rarely be able to overcome an obstacle unless you are able to figure out how it originated and weaseled its way into your life. You must therefore ask yourself, what went wrong? What could have caused this? What must I do now? Number 8, list possible options. Sometimes obstacles have a tendency to lock us up mentally in a confined space, thusly limiting our thinking and perspective of the situation. In such instances, we must realize that solutions can only be found when we open up our minds to possibilities and options that we had not considered before. To do this, simply sit down with a pen and paper and ask yourself over and over again, how can I overcome this obstacle? What options have I not considered? The more options you have, the more opportunity you have to find a suitable answer to the problem you are facing. Number 9, ask effective questions. The above two examples hopefully help unlock the power of questions and how asking effective questions can help you gather new and different perspectives about your life and circumstances. Number 10, experiment in new directions. Asking effective questions will help you gain new insights into the obstacles that are standing in your way. Use this gathered information to try new things and move in new directions that you never considered before. It is after the entire path less traveled that will make all the difference in the end. 11. Accept and acknowledge circumstances. When confronted with an obstacle, the worst thing we can do is to deny that the problem exists. When we deny that something exists, we close ourselves off to solutions, answers, and opportunities that are waiting for us to discover. We must therefore accept and acknowledge the circumstances for what they are from an optimistic, solution-oriented, yet very realistic perspective. Number 12, think critically and creatively. Think and critical thinking. Creative and critical thinking was built upon the foundations of the obstacles and problems that people have dealt with throughout the course of human history. In fact, without obstacles and problems, there would be no need for creative or critical thought. You must therefore use these two tools to help you unlock the solutions and answers you need that will help you overcome the obstacles in your life. Number 13, take small steps. By taking small steps, you ensure that you always remain in control and do not get overwhelmed by circumstances. To do this, simply break down what you need to do to overcome this obstacle into small, manageable chunks and then progressively work on one or more chunks per day until you successfully reach your outcome. Number 14, make necessary sacrifices. At times we find it difficult to overcome certain obstacles because we are simply unwilling to make the necessary sacrifices to make the changes in our life that would help us to successfully overcome the problems we are confronting. Sometimes it is not what you do, but rather what you let go of that will have the greatest impact on your life. Number 15, learn from mistakes. Progress is built upon a myriad of mistakes that we make on a daily basis. Some are big, some are small, but one thing is certain, they are all significant with helping us learn the lessons we need to learn to help us achieve our goals and objectives. Take time to learn from every unsuccessful attempt, from every failed result, and from every unsatisfactory outcome. The more you learn, the more you'll grow, and the better you'll be able to deal with the obstacles that lie ahead on your path. Number 16, keep things simple. When dealing with obstacles, simplicity is the key. The more we try and complicate things, the more likely we are to become overwhelmed with circumstances. You must therefore keep things as simple and straightforward as possible because the toughest of problems are often solved in simple ways. 17. Cultivate self-belief and confidence. You are unlikely to overcome an obstacle if you do not believe that you are capable of overcoming it. Your doubts will only paralyze you and focus you on problems and not the solutions. You need to get the outcomes you want. You must therefore develop necessary confidence and self-belief that will help you to think far more effectively about the obstacles and problems in your life. 18. Cultivate calmness. Calmness provides you with clarity of mind, which enables you to ask better questions, think more creatively, critically, and effectively about your problems. When your mind and body is calm, you naturally tap into a reservoir of internal resources that you normally would not have access to if you are to react emotionally to circumstances. Number 19. Cultivate an active mindset. An active mindset helps you proactively deal with the circumstances. It is a mindset that asks effective questions, always looks for new answers, opportunities, and solutions, is flexible, adaptable, and constantly learns from the past mistakes while moving forward toward the attainment of its goals and objectives. 20. Cultivate these indispensable qualities. Those who successfully overcome obstacles in their lives consistently cultivate the following qualities. Number 1. Discipline, commitment, foresight, resilience, enthusiasm, gratitude, optimism, curiosity, patience. Number 21. Do not dwell on the negatives. When you dwell on what you do not want, you will get more of that in your life because we attract what we focus on. Therefore, if you focus on worst case scenarios that will rip your life apart, then you are not focusing on solutions. And if you are not focusing on solutions, then you are unlikely to find the answers you need to help you overcome your problems. Number 22. Do not throw blame onto yourself or others. It is paramount that you do not blame yourself or others for the circumstances you find yourself in. Yes, you can acknowledge that someone was at fault. However, it is often not the person but rather the systems and processes in place that lead to this outcome. Fix this. Do not lay blame, and the obstacles you're facing will fade away. Number 23. Do not look for sympathy. When we look for sympathy from others, we come from a point of weakness and an inability to control our fate and destiny. We must instead look to come from a place of personal empowerment where we take full responsibility for our life and circumstances. This, of course, does not mean that we should not ask for help or assistance. What it does mean is that we should focus on always exploring options that will move us forward toward the attainment of our goals and objectives. 24. Do not quit. Finally, no matter what, do not quit, because the greatest opportunities are always interlocked with the most difficult struggles of your life. My final thoughts for you. Frank A. Clark knew all about the very obstacles when he said, "If you can find a path with no obstacles, it probably does not lead anywhere." Obstacles are just things that are there to teach and strengthen us for the journey that lies ahead. We must therefore not view them as insurmountable problems that will prevent us from achieving our goals, but rather as small and at times large stepping stones that are required modules we need to pass in order to obtain our PhDs in our goal setting and achievement. And finally, it is important to remind ourselves that the indispensable lesson that many former lottery winners have found out the hard way, that there's only one thing worse than being poor, and that is being rich and then being poor once again. Take time to learn the lessons that life throws your way, because these lessons will be critical to your success as you move forward into the future. Even if we go through an intentional process of setting our goals, we might face obstacles in our efforts to actually achieve them. Being prepared for those obstacles helps us overcome them. Keep yourself motivated, inspired, and challenged. I wish you the good luck and dreams are worth more. About the author. Natukwasa Lindon is a motivational author and speaker and international motivational lecturer, life and business coach, entrepreneur. He studied Bachelor of Information Systems from Makere University, Kampala. He is dedicated to facilitate and fuel up excellent performance from individual level and organizational level to global level. He's the president and founder of a fast-growing Cedar Motivationals that has a goal to change lives, fight poverty, fight unemployment, maximizing proper resource utilization, spiritual growth, developing dreams and talent through motivational speaking, coaching, consultancy, mentorship, broadcasting, publishing, seminars, and workshops. In this book, which he calls the book that will change over a million people, set lifetime goals, Natukwasa Lindon comes up with the heartfelt goal-setting philosophy that is based on everyday practice in every life project, from a person's goal-setting date up to the achievement date. He was inspired to write this book after being disappointed by many of his fellow youth who are living their lives without personal lifetime goals. From his Motivational Youth Power Seminars and lectures he has been facilitating since 2014. Natukwasa Lindon assures you that this book will help the reader to, number one, be able to learn setting goals and follow them up until the achievement phase. 2. Build confidence in a person when it comes to goal setting and handling obstacles. Number 3. This book will help many people to become successfully self-employed. It has all the principles an entrepreneur requires to achieve his dream idea. Number 4. Readers will be able to discover their life purpose, referring to how he begins to write this book, that many people feel as if they are a while in the world. They work hard, but they do not seem to get anywhere worthwhile. For more inquiries, get reaching out to Natukwasa Lindon and his team on telephone +256 752 038341. Email cedarmotivationals@gmail.com. Website www.authorlindon.com. Thank you so much. You can purchase this book on Flutterwave and Amazon. Dreams are worth more